Let me call this meeting to order. It's the April 11th, 2017, the regular scheduled meeting for the month of April. It is 6:30. Ms. Leticia Lopez.
Here.
Dr. Norberto Cantu.
Present.
Mr. Eduardo Ramirez.
Present.
Ms. Judy Solis.
Present.
Dr. B.
Present.
And Mr. Eleazar Velasquez.
Present.
And Daniel Garcia, myself, are as present as well. We do have a quorum. The Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Section 3, approval of minutes for the public hearing March 7th, 2017, and the regular board meeting for March 7th, 2017. Do we have a motion?
So move, Mr.
We
President.
have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Section 4, public forum. No, thank you. Section 5, item 1, student recognition, Veterans Middle School 3158 district champions.
Good evening, School Board President, Mr. Garcia, Superintendent of School, Mr. Garcia, board members, ladies and gentlemen. Veterans Middle School is very proud to present and request the recognition of 12 group of students who have excelled in different athletic events throughout this school year, winning the 3158 district championship titles in their respective events. These students have brought much pride and honor to our school, our district, and our community. Overall, we had 3 out of the 4 cross-country teams winning the district titles. These include the 8th grade boys team and both the 7th and 8th grade girls cross-country teams. It is important to mention that both girls cross-country teams won first place in all 6 of the meets held this year. In addition, we had 2 very special young ladies that I want for them to come to the front with me because they deserve special recognition. In the 7th grade, we had Destiny Gonzalez, who was the individual champion. Destiny, you want to come to the front, please?
No?
She was the individual champion, winning first place in each of the 6 meets that we held this year.
Awesome.
That was excellent. So,
Awesome.
Destiny, congratulations for our uniform. We also had another 8th grade student who also had very good luck this school year. Miss Sara Carolina Cantu, who also won first place in the first 5 of the 6 meets. Congratulations to Sara Carolina as well. So once again, these are the 2 girls that excelled this year. In other teams that we had that excelled this year, we include the 8th grade boys football teams who won back-to-back district titles. We had 2 girls basketball teams, the 7th grade A team and the 8th grade B team. We had all 4 boys basketball teams, the 7th grade and the 8th grade A and B teams. We also had the 7th and 8th grade Lady Rattlers soccer team, and finally we had the 7th grade girls track and field team. On behalf of everyone at Veterans Middle School, I would like to thank not only our students and their coaches for all their hard work throughout this year, but also our parents for their unwavering support throughout this school year. At this time, I would like for all VMS athletes to please stand and be recognized. Students, please stand. Thank you, boys and girls. In addition, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our parents. So parents, if you are in the audience, can you please stand to be recognized? All parents, please. Thank you, parents. We appreciate all your support. And of course, we would like to have the coaches now say a few words, if you don't mind. They're gonna be brief, but they wanna say a few words. Thank you so much for all your support, and again, thank you on behalf of everyone at Veterans Middle School. Coaches, do you mind please coming to the front? Those of you who are saying a few words.
Good evening, everyone. In addition to what Mrs. Garcia has said about our cross-country team, our 7th grade girls team consistently had 4 girls finish amongst the top 5 in almost every race. The 8th grade girls team had 2 girls finish in the top 5 and 2 others in the top 10 in almost every race too. In our 8th grade boys team, 3 runners finished amongst the top 5 in every race, all 6 races. 2 of them took turns taking first or second place in every race except the last meet, the district meet, in which they finished second and third, respectively. There is a saying that says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. However, our students have demonstrated that when you have talent and work hard, there is no limit on what you may accomplish. Students, thank you for your hard work, dedication, and for what you have accomplished. It has been a great ride. Your continued hard work will ensure continued success in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Good evening. On behalf of the Veterans Middle School administration and staff, it's my honor to recognize the 2016 8th grade football district champions. These players and their coaches have dedicated themselves to perfection on the football field as they have repeated as champions this past season. They truly have embodied and demonstrated commitment and determination in proving their excellence on the field. We wish you the best and hope to see the same drive and resolve as you journey to the high school. Once again, on behalf of the Veterans Middle School administration and staff, we'd like to recognize all 4 of our 7th and 8th grade boys basketball teams and their coaches. These boys worked really hard this past season and achieved something we had not accomplished in our short school history. All 4 teams captured the district championship in their respective grade level and did so with unblemished district records. Their overall season records are as follows: 7th grade A, 10-1, 5-0 in district; 7th grade B, 11-0, 5-0 in district; 8th grade A, 10-1, 5-0 in district; 8th grade B, 11-0, 5-0 in district. Once again, we're extremely proud and wish these young gentlemen and their coaches continued success for seasons to come. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm here to recognize the Lady Rattlers basketball team, 7th grade A and 8th grade B. Just wanted to say that as coaches, we feel very fortunate to have worked with such an amazing group of athletes. And we're very proud of them. They put in the hard work day in and day out. Both teams were undefeated season long. And it was just more than just wins and losses. For us this year, it was about raising the expectation for future Rattlers. But we all know that a team is as strong as its support system. So we want to thank everybody that helped along the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Lastly, I would like to congratulate our Lady Rattler soccer team, 7th and 8th grade combined, and our 7th grade girls track team for their dedication and their hard work. Our girls athletic program, with the combined effort from our athletes, parents, administration, and staff, has excelled tremendously, okay? The talents these girls attain are truly something special to go and see. I recommend you all go out and watch them. I would like to thank all of the athletes and their parents for your time and effort with our athletes. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, excuse me. Normally what we do is we like to take pictures with the student athletes and the coaches, and especially with the, holding up their trophy. If we can do that, if we can have all the students come up and see we can, line up and take a picture with them.
Or by team or something?
Or by team or.
Cindy, how do you want them to line up? You want everyone? Do you want the schools? You want
By team? Maybe by team? Yes,
by sport?
by team or sport.
wants me to buy her a step.
She said-
Thank you, Coach.
Item 2, consider and take possible action on travel requests from Gruya Middle School, Ringo Middle School, Veterans Middle School, Early College High School, Gruya High School, and Rio High School.
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis on item 2. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Velazquez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 3, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities from the City of Rio Grande City for the 2017 Summer Track and Field Program, Joe R. Sanchez Stadium.
Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Superintendent, ladies and gentlemen. The City of Rio Grande City is requesting the use of Joe R. Stadium for the 2017 Summer Track and Field Program to start on June 16 through July 2017. The administration recommends approval of the request to use the stadium.
Do they submit some sort of insurance? That way we waive any sort of liability while they are out there practicing?
Yes, ma'am.
Usually they submit something, do we have that
Yes,
attached?
ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the business office has
Yes,
that.
ma'am, that's one of the requirements.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right.
Do we have a motion, item 3?
I move that we approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. B. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 4, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities from the City of Rio Grande City for the 2017 Spring Volleyball League, Gruya High School Gym.
Attached is the request from Rio Grande City Parks and Recreation Department for the use of the gymnasium on April through May 2017. The league will be using the Gruya High School gym for the games. School participatings are as follows: Rio High, Gruya High, Roma High, La Jolla High, Palmview, Juarez Lincoln, and the proper documents here again in coverage for insurance while it's covered. The administration recommends approval for the request to use the Gruya High School gym for the games.
Do we have a motion, item 4?
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Lopez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities from Dave Chachi Jones for the Team Rio basketball program, Veterans Middle School Gym, and Rio High School Gym.
Attached is the request from Mr. Dave Jones, Chacha Jones, for the use of Veterans Middle School and Rio High School gyms for Team Rio basketball practice and games from March the 28th through October 2017. Once again, the administration recommends approval of the request for the use of the facilities requested.
Okay, and this is separate from the city, correct? This is not a city-sanctioned
That is separate, yes, ma'am.
organization?
That's
So
correct.
did they present to the business office some sort of liability so that we're cleared on that?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
It's been, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do we have a motion, item 5?
Subject to that, I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. B. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities from Rio First United Methodist Church Multipurpose Center Main Hall.
The First United Methodist Church is requesting the use of the Rio Grande City CISD facility, MPC, Multipurpose Center for the community-wide conference sponsored by the church and open to everyone in the community on April the 23rd to the 25th from 5:30 in the afternoon just to 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Administration recommends approval so they can use the facility for the community-wide conference.
Do we have a motion, item 6?
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion on item 6 by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 7, consider and take possible action on request for use of school facilities, RGCCISD Special Education Department to host the 2016-2017 Fun Day, Joe R. Sanchez Stadium and Magnet Elementary Gym.
That is correct, Board President. The Special Ed Department is requesting your permission from the board to go ahead and have this annual function that we have. This year, it's being sponsored by Dr. B, and she does take care of all expenses.
Awesome. I move to approve this item as presented.
Can we object on that basis alone?
No. I just want to be invited.
We're looking forward to it.
I abstain from voting.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Dr. B is abstaining. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, consider and take possible action on donations to RGCCISD.
The following are donations that have been received by RGCCISD. You have 2 pages attachments, sir. Would you like me to read them all? Or?
No, these were presented in the Finance Committee, and I believe most of them were to the mariachi. And
That's correct.
We want to thank everybody that donated and make sure that, I guess, the business office normally sends out a letter thanking these individuals. Right.
Yes, sir.
So do we have a motion, item 8?
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Velazquez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 9, consider and take possible action on tax refunds for the month of March 2017.
Presented is a request for approval of the tax refunds for March 2017. Refunds totaling $2,357.60 being requested. Attached is a summary of the refunds. The administration recommends approval of the refund, tax refund for the amount of $2,357.60.
All right, do we have a motion, item 9?
So moved.
We have a motion by Dr. Cantu. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 10, consider and take possible action on requisition 5,000 and over in a 12-month aggregate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Garcia. We do have requisition for your consideration starting on page 205 of your agenda. There is proper funding for each of these requisitions. I don't know if you have any questions for any of them that I can answer for you.
I would move to approve the item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis on item 10. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 11, consider and take possible action on awarding of the following REP number 17-27, removal of grease from traps and barrels for Food Service Department. Bid number 17-28, 4 vans, 1 small SUV for Food Services Department. REP number 1730, repairs and maintenance for kitchen equipment for food service. RFP 17-23, telecommunications E-rate year 20 funding. RFP number 17-24, internal connections E-rate year 20 funding.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. If I may speak on RFP 1727, 28, and 30, and then I believe Technology Department, Mr. Eddie Sainz will speak on the other 2. On RFP 1727 for the removal of grease from the traps and barrels for the Food Service Department, we received 2 proposals, and recommendation from administration is to approve both companies where anytime they have a job to be done, we will seek a quote from both of the companies. And if I may move on to the next bid, 1728 for the vehicles for the Food Service Department. Our recommendation is to award the bid on an item by item basis based on the lowest bid. And then, excuse me, the next RFP is 1730 for the repairs and maintenance of the kitchen equipment for food service. We received 1 proposal. This company has done work for the district for several years, and recommendation from the department was to accept this bid or proposal.
On 17-23, that's for E-rate Category 1 Services Telecommunication, we received 2 proposals, and based on the E-rate assessment worksheet that is in front of you, you will notice that Spectrum, which is formerly Time Warner, received the most points, so we respectfully request that you award the RFP 17-23 to Spectrum for all Category 1 services. And on 17-24, that's for internal connections. We received 3 proposals, and based on the E-rate assessment worksheet, you will notice that NetSync received the most points compared to the other 2 proposals. So we respectfully request that you approve NetSync as the company for 17-24.
Okay, we have a motion, on item 11.
Do we have to go one by one? One? No? Okay. Then I move that we approve item 11 as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis on item 11. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Cantu. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12, consider and take possible action on amendment of policy DBA local employment requirements and restrictions, credentials and records.
Mr. Board President, members of the board, Mr. Garcia, Superintendent of Schools. On item 12, DBA local was presented by TASB Legal. That's our legal policy attorneys, and it was recommended in 105 in October of this year. There is inconsistencies between the legal and the local, so we decided to pull it out. We left it out of 105. And now in update 107, which you'll see a couple of items later down, I think it's item 14, legal, now we can present the local policy to the board as you see attached in your packet. This was presented to Policy Committee on March 31st. Administration recommends approval.
We have a motion, item 12.
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Lopez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 13, consider and take possible action on amendment of policy EHBE, local special programs, bilingual education, ESL.
EHB local is, would be a guideline for our dual language program, which the district has initiated. This policy now reflects the practice of our dual language program. The policy, if approved tonight by the school board, would be sent to our TASB legal for further, to look into it, make sure everything's correct. And once they give us a green light, then we'll go ahead and implement this policy. But the main point here is for it to reflect on what we're doing with the dual language program. Administration recommends approval.
We have a motion, item 13.
I move that we approve this item pending final approval by TASB's legal department.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 14, consider and take possible action on TASB Update 107 affecting local policies.
On item 14, as legal policies do not need board action, local policies do. And you see several policies there. These policies were presented to Policy Committee. As you can see in your packet, I don't know if there's any questions. We, as administration, have no issue with them, and we recommend approval.
We have a motion, item 14.
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Velasquez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 15, consider and take possible action on RGCCISD instructional school calendar for the 2017-2018 school year.
On item 15, as you see in your packet, you see 2 calendars which went through several phases. You had a focus group, we had calendar committee, and eventually sent it out to the campuses to the last 2 calendars. Calendar 1 came back by 95% favorite. Total votes of 751. As you see in your handouts, you see the difference, major differences. You have staff development days staggered throughout the year, which our C&I department agreed with. Administration recommends approval of calendar 1.
That was 95%.
Yes, sir.
But we, like, the people that, I guess, voted, are most of the employees, or?
The people who voted, Mr. Garcia, are the teachers and administrators, administrative support staff on campus. Yes, sir, all professionals on campus, all our campuses.
I move to approve this item as presented, calendar 1.
We have a motion in item 15 by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
I
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 16, consider and take possible action on time equivalency program, TEP guidelines for the 2017-2018 school year.
As the instructional calendar was approved in the previous item, you see the week of November, Monday and Tuesday. These are what we call time equivalency program days. Our staff is asked to give us 12 hours of staff development in accordance with the guidelines, as you see attached in your packet. There are some departments that are exempt from this program due to the 40-hour rule, which is our auxiliary staff, and a couple other departments that have come up with innovative ways of holding their own program. This is the third year we have this program, and it's worked well. And the guidelines were tweaked through a committee, very, very minor changes that we made, and we recommend approval of the TEP guidelines as seen in your packet.
We have a motion, item 16.
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Velazquez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 17, consider and take possible action on RGCCISD Police Department Policies and Procedures Manual.
Yes, sir. This manual was emailed to the entire board and presented to policy and personnel committees. The RGCCISD Police Department Policy Manual is a large document, and it's broken up into several parts. We have a mission statement, we have introduction with purpose and scope and responsibilities, code of ethics, there's a legal disclaimer, and then the main parts of the manual are 6 chapters of rules. Those are broken up into subsections. Then the second part to it is there's about 10 chapters on procedures, procedures for staff to follow. And those are broken up into subsections, very, very detailed. This was sent to our local legal for review. And this was presented to policy and personnel committees on March 31st. Chief is here in case you have any questions, or if you have questions for me. Administration does recommend approval.
Do we have a motion, item 17?
I would move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salinas. Item 18, consider and take possible action on resolution with National Incident-Based Reporting System Program.
The RGCCISD Police Department is requesting to update the software for the police department for the computer system that they have. The police department applied and was awarded a grant for the amount of $61,831.52 from the Criminal Justice Department through the Governor's Office. This is a federal grant. The RGCCISD Police Department requests permission for the use of the grant to purchase software from eForce or IntelliChoice Incorporated. The start date for the grant is March 1st, 2017, and the end date is April 30th, 2019. After 2019, the software will belong to the district, and the grant number. Basically, it's a 1-year grant with a 2-year monitoring, and it's working on a reimbursement program. So they buy the software, then they get granted the money. If there's any question you may have, the police chief is here also at this time. Administration recommends approval of the resolution from the National Incident-Based Reporting System Program. The dollar amount is $61,831.52.
Do we have a motion, item 18?
So move, Mr. President.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 19, consider and take possible action on renewal of Power School Premier Application License.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. As presented at the curriculum meeting, we are requesting a renewal for Power School Premier Application lease. We do have funding, and the funding will be coming from 199, and administration recommends approval.
We have a motion, item 19.
I move to approve this item as presented.
We have a motion by Ms. Solis. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Lopez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Green.
you.
Anything on reports?
No, sir.
Nothing on reports. It is now 7:04. We'll be heading into closed session under the authority of the Texas Government Code Section 551.071. 8:24, we're out of closed session. Item A requires no action. Item B, do we have a motion, item B?
I move that we approve item B as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item C, do we have a motion, item C?
I move that we approve item C as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D, do we have a motion, item D?
I move that we approve item D as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez on item D. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E, do we have a motion, item E?
I move that we approve item E as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item F, do we have a motion, item F?
I move that we take no action on item F.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item G, do we have a motion, item G?
Move that we approve item G as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramirez. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have a motion and do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second by Ms. Solis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It is 8:26. Meeting is now adjourned.